Welcome to Braunhaven. We will be picking up where we left off 2 weeks ago. We had a week off
Okay, that's good.
for the for Wes's grandkid uh, uh, gender reveal ceremony or party or whatever you want to call it.
Uh,
From the video, it looks like they're having a boy.
yeah, yeah. His name will be Corbin Drew,
Congrats!
and
Congrats!
I pointed
That
out
was
that the High School Musical Corbin Blue was a black dude with a big fro, and and yeah, and so my boy's mother-in-law thought that was inappropriate. I thought it was funny as shit. I said, I'm getting him a big fro wig when he's born and all that. We'll get him the High School Musical DVD box set, you know, and and of course, that's what you get when you have lemonade and vodka right next to each other,
Well, of course,
and you
yeah.
make me wait a long time. Yeah.
So, anyways, congrats to Wes and his family. So where we left off, you guys have gone down to the second level of Jottheim, and this is really you're seeing. This is really the destruction and devastation of what was at one time a city is now buried in the ground. It just kind of fell into the earth, and this is what remains. And so that's where we'll be picking up. Before we get started, we would like to point out I do have if you're following along and you enjoy the campaign, I do have a 50% off sale for Memorial Day and my birthday, which is next week. Um, it is 50% off all the Braunhaven PDFs that are over on Drive Through RPG. So if you are wanting to pick up some additional books or you're getting into it from the beginning, this is a great time. There's two bundles up there that cover probably those two bundles cover probably about 2/3 of the campaign, and that's a great starting off point. So go check it out, and you can pick up some books on the cheap. We also have a merch store via Zazzle. If you are wanting some kind of nifty new T-shirt or hoodie, the hoodies are black. They have the charcoal sketches of the characters on them from today's game. We've got Whiskey Rocks glasses. We've got beer steins. There's a full color map that is in a fleece blanket that is 3 sizes, and there's wall poster maps, and there's all sorts of stuff over there. And 100% of the proceeds from that store goes directly back into the channel, so it helps us cover the minor subscription costs of things like Incarnate Pro or Roll20 Pro, and even the software that we use to make these videos. So if you want to help out with that and you want to get a cool new hoodie or t-shirt, uh, go pick one up, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. All right, so let's see here. A refresher of where you are at. I believe you unlocked this gate, if I am not mistaken. That was the last thing that you guys did.
Well,
So,
I'm
I
not going
think
to
you're
argue against it.
yeah, I believe that you unlocked that gate. That was like the last. And so, this passage, it looks to you like this. You came down. This is a sheer cliff, 50 feet up to the previous level, and Malachi found a magic robe here. It was a robe of scintillating colors, so I'm sure he quickly put that on. But
He did it right there in front of everybody. He just got naked and he's like, "Oh, I want to really feel this against me," as he put it on.
it's so soft. Uh, so
Yeah.
you're this area. It looks like at one time, of course, this was some kind of tower that just completely crumbled to nothing but foundation. But the area that you're going through, you see these shattered steps, and it looks like this was probably some kind of high end district at one time, and that this is where the rich people lived. Um, but there was a gate here that you unlocked and there are more crumbling stairs and a passage that leads to the north, and of course there is a passage and some crumbling stairs that leads to the south. Where would you guys like to go?
I would like to feel about, or I'd like my armor to point me to some gems.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see here.
I think I
that's a
get
good idea.
within 60 feet,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Let me see what this says.
Armor of the Raven.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets down. It could get around.
Yep.
It give me a decent direction on which way
You
that
are.
I think it
Your armor is saying that there are some gems right down around this corner.
I think that's the direction we should go, friends. Uh, you know, gems are a party's best friend, and I'll go invisible and start kind of looking for traps and headed on down that way.
Okay. You can move your exploration movement rate.
I did part of it.
Forgot to open
I mean, I can get all the way up in there where I was feeling it,
Okay. Give me just 1 second.
and then Goodman will kind of come down here and.
You're going south then?
Yeah, I detected gems, and my greed before need kicked in.
All right.
Yeah,
That's cool.
like yeah. With evidently, I'm not taking this on a very big tangent, but if there's gems to be had, uh, we should collect the jewels for the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got your full power back on now?
Yep, I'm back.
Nice.
Yeah, you have the power. Uh-huh.
I have the power.
There was that Ice-T album, Power.
Here you go, turtle power. TURTLE
Yeah.
power.
The power to the people. Yeah.
Ooh, that's perfect. I'm grabbing some
Yeah, you're rolling a bunch of stuff. That always makes us happy.
stuff.
So we're still in the same day of Mira being sent to this castle for a while.
Yeah, you've only been in here. Hold on, I'll tell you. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's the same day. In fact, it's like hour 2 or 3. It's
Right. Okay. And we got to go what? 7 days?
Yeah, it's got to be another like 8 days or something like that. Like she can't have any kind of magical healing for a while. She just got to sit there and be like meow.
yeah.
So she's getting the special treatment back at the castle, getting to live the good life. I might let her stay. We'll see.
Oh, what? And bring out and get another pet?
I don't know. We'll see. Because whatever I get needs to have the ability to like hurt magical stuff, or at least like something else. Because
Well, I mean, if that's the case, man, then we need to, when we leave here, we need to go to a place that has shit you'd like. You know, I mean, that this takes a little research, I'd think. If you're wanting, you know, something that is,
although it was kind of a pretty gnarly hit she took. Like it took a lot of damage in one turn, so that's not normal. Because she actually
That's
has decent
correct.
hit points. She's like at like
yeah,
27 hit points or some shit, so they're not bad.
and she didn't take that much of a hit, you know, for having, you know, being drugged from death's door. I mean,
Not sure. I mean, you're right. I'll bring her back. I'll find some way to like tip her claws in something or other so she can at least do some magic damage.
Yeah.
Get her claws silvered or something.
Well, I think you get another spell next level, but you're probably a ways away from that.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
you come into this area, and you can see that that this looks like at one time it was rows and rows of townhouses that have now collapsed, and it is, even with the collapse of these thousands of years old townhouses, it appears that this was a upper class residential area, and these townhouses were once in like a style that would be considered like Tudor style brownstones, and but now most everything is left rubble all across the floor. And you see that the first thing that you notice is that there are bones and skeletons laid all out across this area. And Borman, being invisible, well, let's see. Who can see what? I know Borman can probably see. Yeah, Borman. Yes. Okay. So, and probably good. Yeah.
I'm playing. Oh,
So
I thought I was muting myself, and I was unmuting myself. Good job, me.
oh, it's okay. You can scold them kids. You know, get, and then throw a flip flop.
They're so sensitive; they don't really need that. I'm really lucky that way.
Yeah.
I feel bad if you go that was wrong to do, and they go. Feel bad? Yeah, I don't have to spank them or anything.
Wow.
So, I know, lucky, right?
That does make life a lot easier.
Man.
So,
when my youngest learned that if you get suspended from school, they don't call the truancy officers and you don't have to go.
Yes. And so now it's like, oh, well, that changes everything.
Yeah. So he'd go to school and tell a teacher to fuck themselves, and they'd suspend him, and he'd be like, "Yeah, man, I have to stay home. You've got to go to work, huh?"
That's too bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Life
it
hacks,
sucks
right?
that you got to go to work.
Yeah, that never made any sense to me, you know, in high school. It's like, so you fuck around and find out, and what's finding out? Oh, you get suspended, so you don't have to go to school for 3 days. Oh no, that's
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah, that works until you hit the limit where they start like talking about going to court.
right.
Got perilously
Oh.
close to that, so that's how I found out about that one.
Shit.
Yeah.
There was one time in high school, I think we skipped school for like a week and a half straight. just like it, we're not going.
Well, they were trying to hit me up at first because little some bitch was skipping school, you know, and they were like, "Well, we'll have to go to court." And I go, "Well, you can go to court all you fucking want. I dropped this kid off. It went into the first thing. It was under your care.
Right.
So you neglected your job to pay attention to my child, and now you're wanting to blame me." And so after many discussions, you know, they stopped talking about court for a second. But then like right after that, he was like, you know, if I get in a fight or if I cuss somebody out or something, you know, then they don't talk about court. They just tell me I have to stay home.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
which you know, oh no, and now I don't have to go to all the trouble of
Yeah.
forging somebody's signature on a note.
Oh yeah, you're in for a hard time when the kid goes, "These are my scheduled sick days for this month."
Yeah.
Right. I always
If you can make sure there's food in the fridge those days, that'd be great.
I always signed my dad's name to whatever note that I was turning in coming back from skipping school because my dad never wrote me notes. So they didn't know what the fuck what his handwriting looked like anyways.
Yeah.
And so I would just, oh yeah, my dad signed me out.
My mom forgot to
Y'all are
sign
brave. I
everything,
would
so
never
she
have
told
tried that
us.
because
She told
Oh.
us, just sign it for me. Just do it.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
yeah.
the signature they got on everything was
Yeah.
my copy of hers.
Eddie kids follow or listening to our channel are like, oh, so that's how you skip school and get away with it. Yeah, well.
They have these fucking apps now
if your parents are
that are
nice
so
enough to be like, oh,
detailed.
fine.
So you can't get away with shit anymore.
Yeah, nothing.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Print is dead. Now it's all
No,
like an
my
app.
dad would have had my ass if I tried that.
Yeah.
See, the thing
I mean,
is,
I probably would have been in school a lot more if someone had done anything about it, but nobody really.
I got sent to military school where, you know, you get in trouble and you're like waking up at 4 a.m. and going to march and crap.
Yeah, fuck
You
that.
know, that wouldn't be fun. You know?
Yeah,
man,
no.
I got hella disciplined just because my teacher called him and said he's talking a lot in class. He's really disrupting class. My dad was like, I told you if I get that call one more time, next thing I know, I was like, never again, sir. You will never get that call ever again, sir. I promise, never again.
You can't talk if your jaw's wired shut, right?
I'm saying.
Well, I mean, what do you do when the kid goes, fuck it, you know, do the spanking, you know, I'm cool with it. Fuck it.
Spankings level up is what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, you keep leveling it up, and there's a line that, you know, if the kid's like, man, I don't give a damn, but the pain is for a temporary thing, and then if you make it so the pain has really lasted too long, now you've gone into abuse.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, if the kid has a higher threshold than what the law will allow in punishment, then, you know, there's not a lot. You have to figure out a way to fucking talk the kid into doing right, and if the kid just refuses to take his head out of his ass, then, you know, you buy him nose plugs for Christmas.
Exactly. That's right.
So,
Borman,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Borman, Peppermint, Jackson, and Goodman. Looking into this room, I mean, you can see that there are pieces of skeletons and skulls, and some skeletons are all completely together. And you notice this all around this area, but you see something that is very, very odd. And you can see kind of through these fallen buildings, you can see that there is what appears to be a skeleton wearing a robe, and it is sitting in a high-backed chair in the midst of all the debris. And it's sitting by itself in this chair with its head down, and its hood is drawn up over the head, but it's like leaning forward.
Malachi, get the hell up here.
Yeah, I think Malachi can kind of squeeze around over here and cast Detect Undead.
Detect.
Yeah.
There's no detecting. We detected. We have detected.
Yes.
The last 3 turns gives me a range of 60 feet, and it doesn't tell me the precise location nor the type of any undead, only their detection.
Yes, you detect 2 undead.
2.
It's coming from this thing, and you are detecting something from down here, like 52 feet away.
Like there's
more.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
there's
he's
more.
like, yeah, there's some undead about, if you don't mind. I'm gonna just step back a little bit over here. You know, maybe Dentry should come forward and the paladin. I mean, in the cleric. There's undead.
Okay.
All right,
Coming
should
back
I
to
try and just turn it in that general direction? Or
We want to talk to it first, at least, before we go with obliteration. He's sitting on a throne. That's different.
oh yeah, I guess. Well, it's gonna attack us probably.
Be ready. Have a
Um,
prepared action in case it returns hostile. Maybe it has a
Well,
quest to
I'm
give us.
ready to turn
What is the
the
range
undead.
of the turning?
Fuck, I don't know.
I mean,
Look at
it,
the
it has
good question.
it has to be line of sight, and she gets. It's not necessarily one turn per encounter. She gets one turn per undead per encounter. So if you are dealing with, let's say you are dealing with a horde of zombies and a horde of skeletons, all in the same encounter, she could attempt to turn each of those twice. So she would get two, but it's only once.
But not just like I turned all and some
Yeah,
failed.
no.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go with the zombies and then the skeleton.
Right.
all right. Well, okay, we got her forward, and then Borman, I guess, will come over here and get closer.
So your armor leads you. Let's see here. It leads you to an area right about here that in the rubble you find 12 pieces of jewelry that are worth
How many pieces?
12
pieces of jewelry worth.
1,200 gold pieces each.
As soon as you touch them, that thing is gonna move. I can feel it.
Seems likely. But can Borman control himself? I don't
Absolutely
know.
not.
Doubtless.
Well, I mean,
Doubtless.
I have I mean, like, I'm just gonna take them real quick and put them in the bag of holding.
Okay. Hold on here.
I guess if they go in the bag of holding, they're no longer technically right there with you. They're now in another dimension.
Oh wait, there is. Let's see. No, they are not. These are even being under the rubble. They are. They are in pristine condition. They're dirty. You need to clean them up, but they're not damaged in any way.
That's wonderful.
Borman, make a wisdom ability check.
Here we go. No, that is above my wisdom and pay grade.
Okay, so you pick up the jewelry and you stuff it into the bag of holding, and the skeleton doesn't move. It's just sitting there.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go.
Well.
I'm gonna go ahead and back the fuck up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to the skeleton.
Come back here and be like, I found a whole bunch of shit, and everything seems to be okay. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Malachi.
Wait, does our cleric detect? Can she do the evil thingy? Can she sense evil?
I
Does
think
she
there,
I
have
think
that?
I got
Is
a
that a
scroll
famous
for
version?
that.
I think there is a spell for that. Yeah.
Did that exist back then?
I know, right?
I'm sure there's evil down here
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. Clerics
though.
can cast detect evil. I mean, there
Well,
is.
I don't have it in my
Is-
spell list for today.
Do you have a
So-
Do you have a scroll of detect evil?
I'm looking. Okay.
I don't remember
There's
if we
a billion
ever picked
little
one up.
scrolls here.
I mean,
There's
Alignment,
detect.
beacon
I don't know
of
if you actually did picked one up. There, I have detect lie, but I don't
Yeah.
see.
detect danger. Yeah, I don't think I have detect evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Goodman will
Things we're
go up there,
checking.
poke about. You know, he'll
Okay.
be like, yeah, fuckers, what the
I
hell?
have a protection from evil scroll. That's what it is. I have protection from not detect.
He'll step up in there.
Go ahead and have
And
Goodman make a
let's-
wisdom ability check.
Why do I have a scroll on me?
Start using
that
the skull
might
like a
be.
sock puppet. See what happens.
Yes.
He's got a wisdom of 11.
So you succeed.
Yeah.
So Goodman kind of steps up and is poking around, and let me see if there is a description of this.
Words about the
I mean-
skeleton to not be curious.
You find a 3-foot tall under the rubble, right next to where Borman had dug up the jewelry. Of course, you didn't see that because Borman's invisible. But you find a 3-foot tall, weighty jug with a sealed copper or brass stopper on the top. And the jug
A
is sealed.
3-foot tall, big
And
old jug.
He's thirsty.
And it's buried under the rubble.
Is Jackson inside of that? Oh no, he's not. Jackson's like, hey man, what kind of alcohol?
Jackson could be. I mean, you can move
Huh?
you can move your exploration movement, right?
And the skeleton doesn't move when I poke him with my hammer.
Nope.
Maybe the undead is in this. Should I pull the top out?
Is it alcohol? Is it
Let me get
alcohol?
next to you.
It does not.
Okay,
when
go
you are you lifting the jug and or what are you doing?
Well, yeah, pick it up.
Okay.
Oh, look,
So you
fucking
pick up
jug.
the jug. It doesn't slosh like there's liquid in it. I mean, it's weighty, but it feels like it feels like it's probably empty inside. And when you pick it up, then the skeleton raises its head.
It moved, y'all. It moved. It moved.
Yes.
It moved.
And I'm not. I mean, you guys are obviously watching this thing, so you're not going to have to roll for surprise.
Surprise? Hell
Um,
yeah!
But
See,
everybody
that's why you
needs
poke
to
it with a hammer first.
everybody
See?
needs to roll for initiative.
Can't we talk
Here we
first?
go.
At the same time, Peppermint and
Oh.
Dentry, you can make a wisdom ability check.
Oh shit.
Okay. I rolled under my wisdom by 2, so I'm
Okay.
good.
So, Peppermint, back behind you, sees movement.
Okay.
I hit my
And
wisdom
there is
exact.
a wraith back there.
Oh fuck that.
Oh, damn it.
Fuck that.
And it's unfortunate for the wraith because there was a possibility of 1d4 of them, and I rolled a 1. So he's all by him lonesome.
They're rolling. Yeah.
Fortunate for us.
Need initiative from Jackson.
Jackson, yes. Jackson is 1 and Dentry's always 0.
Okay.
Malachi's like, I told you there was some undead, and we had gotten the treasure. We should have just backed away.
The crypt thing.
Yeah.
So this hooded skeleton raises its head. Let's see here.
Do you need us to do some avenging for you, good sir? Good undead sir? We would be happy to help you rest easy. Who can we kill for you? That's not us.
We could bring you back to life.
Can we share the good word of Malachi, the undead bringer?
Wow. Okay. Okay. The crypt thing looks at Goodman and points at him. And Goodman. To everybody else, Goodman disappears.
Whoa.
Run away!
Well, no. Goodman, you can make a save versus spell.
Save versus spells.
Yes. And you're really going to want to save on this one.
I did save. My spells is 8.
Okay. Save versus spells, you succeed. And you see, you guys, the rest of you see Goodman kind of shimmer for a second and then turn whole again. Peppermint, what are you doing?
Let me see here. Stop. Okay. I'm going to shoot a +1 arrow at the wraith.
Okay.
Let's try it. Damn it. 8 is not going to hit it.
Probably not. No. Yeah. Your arrow goes wide. Did Peppermint want to move at all?
Yeah, I'm getting away. I hate these things.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass. Borman, with your invisible self.
Yep. Foreman's gonna have to creep up there and put down the hate on the crypt thing.
Okay, hold on just a second.
Just wanted to talk. That's all Jackson's going to be muttering for the next few minutes. It's just like, why don't they ever want to just talk? Why is it that you can't just talk? Slashy and the killy and never with the talky.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, they're undead, so. But your XP totals are off to a really good start. All right, so what's Borman doing? Do a backstab?
I'm backstabbing the crypt thing. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does.
This will be +2. So 6 + 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16.
All right, and I assume that was a magic blade.
That sure was.
Okay, so Borman backstabs the crypt thing, and it kind of lets out a horrifying wail, almost like a banshee's wail, but nobody is. It doesn't have any problematic effects. Goodman, what do you want to do?
Does Jackson recognize it as a banshee whale?
No,
or something like that.
I mean, no. It's just this. It's just its terrifying voice.
Yeah,
okay, if I was traumatized, I gotta kill it.
Slide right over here and hit it with that fucking warhammer with a nat 20.
Okay.
So that is 6 + 3 is 9. 9 points of warhammer damage.
Okay. And roll a d20.
A 4.
So that critical hit, Goodman brings the hammer down, and the crypt thing's hand is on the arm rest of this high-backed chair, and Goodman brings the hammer down and busts off one of its fingers for an additional 1 point of damage.
Oh
Uh, Mavis, what are you gonna do?
I should probably try and turn the thing. I can see.
turn everything.
Yes.
Turn,
There she
turn,
is.
turn.
Yeah, so you want to try to turn the crypt thing. Okay.
Yes.
So.
And I never remember how to do this. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah, it's overly complicated for no fucking reason.
well, there you go.
Go ahead and roll 2d6.
7.
7. And what level are you?
8.
You're level 8. Go ahead and roll 2d6 again.
Yeah. 7 again.
So you attempt to turn him, and it doesn't work.
Damn it. I'm sorry,
Um,
everybody.
Yeah,
Don't be.
he does not. He is not turned. Did Mavis want to stay where she's at or move?
I will move away somewhat. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Malachi.
Uh, well, I want to control undead on the crypt. Is the crypt thing have a greater hit dice than 9?
It.
Than 8. Sorry.
No.
Then yeah.
It does not have
Uh,
greater hit dice than 8, but for turning attempts, it counts as a 10 hit dice monster.
but I'm not trying to turn.
Right. You're just trying to control him. You will have to move in order to get him into line of sight, though.
Okay. Well,
Which means you wouldn't be able to cast. In fact, you'd have to move to get either the Wraith or the Crypt thing into line of sight.
okay then. I'm going to step forward here so I can see the wraith.
Okay.
And I'm going to look.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to scroll all the way down here because you tell me I have to move and stuff. And here we go. It's 60 foot long. So it won't make it from me. Yeah. It'll hit the wall or something way back here, but it won't make it back to me.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wand of lightning.
Okay.
Wham.
All right. So he
At
needs
the
to make
wraith.
a save. He needs
66
a
versus damage.
14 or better.
Save for half.
He fails miserably.
Gentry just like, I love when you do that.
There we go.
19. So the Wraith is obliterated in one shot.
Gentry goes and says, I really love when you do that.
Yeah. Malachi will be like, oh, fuck him. And that is his turn as he marks one more use off of his beloved wand of lightning bolts.
We will definitely have to get you more of those. More of those. Yes.
I love them.
We need to give all of the magical people magic wands.
So yeah, you
all have a wand.
You fire a lightning bolt, and this Wraith just kind of shreds apart from the lightning. Alora, what would you like to do?
I changed one of my first level spells to Witch Lightning.
Okay,
I think I'll try that out.
that is a very useful spell.
Okay. So I think it's 1d4. I'm trying to remember. But it like continues if I just concentrate.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
It's that Jedi shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be Sith shit.
Arcs of blue lightning leap from the witch's fingertips towards a target creature. They can make a save versus spells, being unaffected on a success.
Okay, here we go.
So let's see.
Absolute power.
Let me see if he saves. He needs 14 or better. That ain't good.
Something cool when you do
No,
it.
he fails, and so 1d4 damage.
Ooh,
Four.
got
4
4.
points.
Wonderful.
And you you hit him with the witch lightning, and the crypt thing crumbles
That's all I had?
under the
Ooh.
assault, and is nothing but a pile of bones at the foot of the chair.
Well, all right. That went
Then
well.
Malachi will no longer detect any undead within 60 feet.
Correct.
Is that
I don't.
right? Okay.
Hold on. Maybe.
It's got a 3-turn duration.
Nope. You don't find
So-
anything else.
All right.
Gentry would like to pick up Malachi and the witch and just twirl them around like lightning, lightning.
um,
Yeah.
So Goodman has this 3-foot tall jug with a brass stopper.
He's going to give it to Jackson. He'll be like, Jackson, I think you dropped this.
Okay.
Jackson's like, I think it's empty, but let's check.
You're gonna open it?
Want to, but Jackson does. Jackson wants to.
Okay. Hold on just a moment.
Jackson, why are you such a lush? Can I rub it first? Maybe there's a genie inside.
Oh, there's a genie in there.
Massage it. There is?
So
Oh, well.
you unstop it. Hold on here.
And we lost Carmen.
Carmen?
She said, fuck this. And she was out.
She noped. She said nope.
Oh, she dropped? Shit.
Yeah.
There she is.
And she's back.
I was looking at my settings and then I closed it and it closed the whole window.
Oh,
so
yes.
sorry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I won't open the jug if that's what it takes. I won't open the jug. Just stay with us.
I want to know what's in that jug too.
So, you open the jug. And out of the jug, how does this look? A fiery brimstone sulfurous smoke and sparks flows out of the jug and forms into an Afridi.
Shit.
And it looks at Jackson in it's an Afridi, so it's got a rather scowling face. And folds its arms and nods and tells Jackson that it is in service of him. The Afridi bottle will be in service to Jackson once per day. After 101 days, its service ends. And it will be allowed to, and then the Afridi will be allowed to return to the city of Brass on the elemental plane of fire. Or, if the Afridi is killed, its service ends. And hold on, I will show you what an Afridi looks like. They are bad.
That should have been someone else. That should have been like Mavis or Alora that opened that mess up.
This
One
is
of them would have made the service much better.
This is a lesser Afridi. It does not have the ability to grant wishes.
Cool. I wouldn't trust myself with a wish anyway.
So it says come to the aid, though. I mean, that means once per every so often for the next 100 days.
101 days.
101
And it doesn't
days.
have to. It doesn't have to be coming to your aid in battle. It could be any service that you require it once per day. It will perform for up to
Hey, can you
101
melt
days.
that door? No problem. Door melted.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go, Jackson.
That's pretty great.
So this
Yeah.
is the Afridi bottle.
Is there a limit to its service?
Not really.
Sweet.
So this is the Afridi bottle. And this is a lesser Afridi.
So full disclosure, I'm trying to Genie and Aladdin this mess and be like, hey man, we could be friends.
Probably not. What's Jackson's alignment?
Neutral.
I mean,
Isn't a free evil?
Yeah, they're
Or
chaotic.
chaos?
They are chaotic.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will allow anybody who wants to can make a intelligence ability check. So you want to roll under your intelligence.
No. It's under Goodman's.
Well, all the girls made it.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Gentry and Jackson know nothing. They might even be forgetting what their names are. So
what the hell?
So everybody who made it, the girls and Goodman, to tell you how powerful Afridi can be, is that you know historically that so during the era known as the Coming of the Three, there were three archdevils that came down, and this really holds true or is important, and why you would know this history is because of the magical item that you are following or trying to get to, Donnerschlag. That was the hammer strike of the gods was in direct relation, or was a response from the Council of the 12 Elder Gods to the Coming of the Three, because three archdevils came to the known world and set up shop, and one, I believe it was Lazok, was it Lazok? It might have been Lazok. I don't know. I'd have to reread what I wrote. But anyways, one of these devils set up shop here in Stagina. In fact, it was he or it that that originally constructed a fortress that now sits in the old city of Glaustein, and today is known as Castle Faunestein or Faunestein. That castle has a very tragic and bad history, but the one of the other devils, archdevils, set up shop in Erebachia, and the devil that set up shop in Erebachia, he was on the outs and kind of low man on the hierarchical totem pole of the nine hells, and he didn't have the backing of demonic legions and devils in order to really affect much change or to take over like the other two devils did. And so his solution to this was he hired Afridi mercenaries, and the the Afridi that he brought in uh, obviously didn't have the power available to him to defeat a archdevil, even one that didn't have his own legions. But he was fairly smart. Afridi genies um, are quite intelligent, and so instead, he just kind of bided his time. He knew that this archdevil was eventually going to step over the line, and that the gods were going to have to do something about this. Because for the most part, the gods were, for what, 150, 170 years, the gods were like, well, the mortals need to deal with shit on their own, because every time that we get involved, we blow up the planet. So, the lightest touch from the gods can cause mass disruption. And so they were like, nope, hands off. Well, the mortals weren't able to do anything. And so finally the gods said, okay, we're going to do the hammer strike of the gods. And an archangel came down with a weapon in each region, and that destroyed him. But when that happened, the Afridi was smart enough to lay low and protect him and his forces. Now, in addition to the Afridi, of course, the Jinn came over because they have from the elemental plane of air, they have a long time war going on with the Afridi, and they set up shop in Erebachia. And so the devil and his legions or his minor amount of legions, were very much decimated by the hammer strike of the gods, but the genies remained. And to this day, the genies, both the Ifrit and the Jinn, and a couple of others that came over, have set up shop as demigods in Erebachia. That's how powerful genies can be. And so they are they are kind of worshipped, not necessarily on an equal level of the gods, but as gods, and they are quite powerful. And so, I mean, yes, this is a lesser Afridi, but you probably don't want to turn your back on him. So that's what you guys know about genies. So where
I
we
gotta be really careful when I ask for favors, or when hey, in service of me, do this thing. No problem. Oh, sorry, that pillar of fire killed all your friends. My bad, but I did do the thing you said.
Right. Yes, because I mean, he is chaotic, and he will he doesn't like being in service. So he will follow your request for service, but he will take that literally because you are not chaotic yourself.
Mm.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to have to be careful. But he can carry like up to 10,000 coins of weight while flying, and
Does he burn whatever he carries?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. Like, hey, can you carry this over there? Sure, no problem. It got there. It's just roasted.
Yeah, no, he doesn't burn whatever he's carrying. But like the lower half of him, he doesn't have legs. I mean, he probably can have legs, but like when he flies, the lower half of him turns into like a flaming tornado. So
So I guess that's all. That's everything in this area that we.
that's all you find.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should. Shall we continue on or go back and go through the area that we met? I got sidetracked due to the gems.
Now I'm curious.
Let's go to the area we missed because it
Uh,
seems pretty small, I'm thinking.
There's no telling, but yeah,
And
going back up to the gate.
a lot of this, no, that's right. a lot of the stuff about the genies is more fully covered in the upcoming book. But what was the Ifrit that is worshipped, and he is considered a demigod in Erebachia, is named Saladish.
Ooh.
And
Oh yeah, can I ask my Ifrit what its name is?
probably,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry, I hate to do it to you, but it's either be like, hey, Ifrit dude, be like you.
Let's see, Afriti name generator.
Gonna be with us for a while. It probably needs a name.
Those are,
That means you have to keep track of days.
I don't like those names. Those are dumb.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll keep track of the days.
Genie name. His name is Athu,
Thu. Bless you.
and he is known as Athu the Tender. And it is spelled like that.
Cool.
All right, so you can move your exploration movement, right? It looks like you guys already
Now
did that.
open up the gate.
Okay, so you open up the gate, and there are these crumbling stairs that lead up, and you can see, I think you can see, yeah. You can see that that at the top of the stairs, the passage well, first you can see more crumbled buildings. Specifically, you see like right here, you see that this crumbled building here is out of place, like it slid during the fall, and it looks like this is actually part of or was part of a destroyed mansion or manor of some kind. And you can see that the trail or the path at the top of these stairs kind of splits. One passage goes to the west, and the other passage continues to the northwest. It continues to climb up.
I guess we're gonna kind of creep up this way.
Okay, you can move your exploration movement right.
Look for traps in the area there.
You don't find any traps, but I can tell you that you are at the end of hour 3, and you are all kind of in need of a 10-minute rest, and any torches that you were using would have gone out at the end of the hour.
Everybody eat your snacks.
Yeah, let's go back to this area that we came in. It's just right there, and it's only got like one entrance that we know of. So you know, if we take a break in this area here,
Sure.
it should be relatively chill.
Safe.
Okay. You guys move in.
Oh yeah, Dentry's camping out in the hallway.
Yeah, be the watchman. So yeah, you could take a 10-minute break, and you eat some jerky and get your shit together. All right. So after 10 minutes, take a breather, and you can move your exploration movement rate.
And then we're just gonna move back to up in here.
Okay.
And, you know, there's going to take a little look around in here, you know.
Okay. Hold on just a moment.
Maybe I'll peppermint bring up the rear too.
What's up, girl? How you doing?
It's looking like a castle wall up there and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And from here, Borman will lightning bolt the rest of the party. I told you not to bunch up.
So in here, you find. Oh. There. In here, you were correct. This was once a large manor that has just been completely cracked and destroyed. And you see that, again, there are skeletons laying about under the rubble. There, a lot of the clothing here, there, of course, the clothing that is left on these skeletons is they've been here so long it's rotting away. But what is left, you can tell that the skeletons that are remaining here are obviously servants or were servants, but there's no sign of the lords of this manor. You don't see any skeletons that are dressed in finery. Just the what remains of the servants. But that's all you find here. And then, of course, this passage leads up to the north.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if my gem ticker isn't telling me any gems are right here in this thing, then I need to go on.
Okay.
And
Yep, you can move your exploration movement rate.
yeah, I think probably ought to stop right here and take a look with traps and whatnot.
Okay. Nope, you don't find any traps.
So I guess we need to kind of come in here and take a look about, see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll wait until you guys all completely
What did I do? Waiting for our characters to get up into this area.
I think that's what he was doing. He's waiting for us to position.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think I'm done.
I guess if we're
Okay.
taking the time to position ourselves, I'll have Dentry up closer because whenever a fight happens, he's always in the back.
Okay.
hell
Okay.
yeah. Put him up front.
Getting up here, you can tell that this there is a tilting and highly crumbling castle. It looks like at one time this was a very grand, magnificent castle, but now it's a maze of collapsed corridors and rubble and rotting timber. And Borman and you guys haven't really entered yet. But you can see there are, like I said, there's a maze of these collapsed tunnels and whatnot, laying before you in this chamber, over what's left of this chamber, and you can see that there is the foundation of a building that is quite evident that this was at one time a stable, and it has completely collapsed, and you know that it was a stable because you do find the skeletons of several horses in there. And you can see that there was, the remains of what may have been a market, and you can see that under the rubble, this entire area was once made or tiled with polished or probably polished granite, and now it's cracked and broken. What are you doing? You can move your exploration movement rate.
Well, Malachi will go. Just a second. This area looks dangerous. You know, and I would hate for any of you to hurt yourselves or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what if I cast yeah. Yeah. Let's do third level necromancer spell animate dead.
Okay. So you're what, raising?
That will give me I'm from all these skeletons and stuff about, I would like to have 8 skeletons.
Sure.
Wow.
And then have
oh yeah, for us,
them,
yes. This is for our doing, right? To protect us, yes.
yeah, and I want the skeletons to go dig through the rubble and find us stuff.
Okay. Just a moment. I will give you control of these.
Look, this place has been full of ambushes and shit, and I would rather,
That's a good idea. Yeah.
yeah. So
I feel like the ceiling might collapse. That's what I'm
yeah, that's what I'm like
anticipating.
too. And so if I send forth the Skelebros, then
And they're lightweight too, they're not gonna be heavy.
yeah.
Mhm.
Throw a white tint on them so we can see them.
Cool.
These are my little Skelebros.
Yeah, let me give you some more.
Yeah. Yeah, I get 8 of them. I guess if things are gonna happen, then yeah. I just, I'm having them scatter about the place, looking all up on the tower and stuff.
Okay.
They're just, looking for treasure and things.
Okay, so you were smart to do this, because the first Skelebro that goes in falls through a rotted floorboard and takes 7 points of damage and crumbles and dies.
Vindicated in your strategy just now. So
Yeah.
Second one is fine. Third one is fine. Fourth one eats shit for 6 points and is crumbled and destroyed. And fifth one, nope. Sixth one, nope. Seventh one, nope. And eighth one. Yep, eighth one up in this tower. Oof. He falls all the way down through the tower and is destroyed. For 13, man. He hit every rock on the way down. Like every single ledge that he could possibly hit, he smacked into it. So you were left with 5 of these skeletons after everything's said and done. And what are you having them search for? Or
anything of value, gold, chests, items that are in good things.
okay.
I mean,
So they do find a chest, and in the chest they bring the chest to you and they, 2 of them bring this rather heavy chest, set it down, and and open it, and inside are 100 platinum pieces. And all of these coins are stamped with an ancient kingdom that you've never seen before. But there are 100 platinum.
Yeah, Skelebro Ludith. Ludith Pudith.
Damn it, my mouse is acting up again.
The Skelebro army.
And there's more.
Looting power.
There is 200 electrum pieces.
Hell yeah.
100 electrum.
Love it when we get straight cash currency. That's my favorite kind of loot, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it translates directly into XP. There are 100 gold pieces.
Gold.
Actually, my line of thinking was the other note keeper had to keep track of it.
Well, there's that too, yeah.
That was
I know that's why you like it.
There is 100 silver pieces.
100 silver.
And 100 copper pieces.
100 copper.
Now, when this happens, everybody can make a wisdom ability check.
All of the runes are going to form together to make this huge stone elemental golem, and it's going to be great.
Jackson knows exactly what's happening down to the most minute detail.
Okay.
I did a triple gator. Everybody rolled under their wisdom.
Okay. So you guys can hear that there is you hear that there is sudden movement from inside the castle, and I need to find something for this.
Who's got the horn of enduring freedom?
I have the one of blasting.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Hammer folk.
You see, coming out of the rubble, a what appears to be an exquisitely carved, animated statue of a woman with a very shapely body and design, and what appears to be wearing stone, loose-fitting robes. And she is carrying a large stone sword, and she is coming towards you. Everybody can roll initiative.
Hey, Mama.
Yeah.
Damn it!
And she stands about 6 feet tall.
You can pick her up, man. You got this. You just have to flirt properly.
Peppermint and Mavis. Peppermint and Mavis roll a d6.
5 and 2.
Who got the 2?
Mavis.
So Mavis is surprised, and because coming up behind you, your old friends and a new friend, the Rust Monsters, made their way down to this level and are coming up behind you. And Mavis is surprised for this round. All right, so we got.
Say we run into the city and let the stone beast fight.
Do we got initiative all in?
I think so.
All right, Borman, what are you doing?
Well, that thing ain't very far from me. I'm going to throw my axe at it. My throwing axe.
Okay.
22 hit.
Yes, it does.
That's gonna make 9 points of damage.
Okay.
It is magical.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Your axe hits
And
and chips off a shower of stone off of the Stone Maiden and comes back to your hand.
all right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of head over this way. Yeah, trying to get out of the way.
Okay. Malachi.
Okay. Malachi's got a pretty good line of sight headed down that way now, though, don't he?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So let's do a circle. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Right there on that guy, you know?
Yep.
They all need to make a saving throw. This is in the treaty of this. Because I'm doing that soul lightning.
Okay. So they need to make a spell save.
Yeah.
Actually, let me look. Lightning. Yeah, it's spell save for half damage.
Yeah. 64.
Their spell save is they need a 16 or better. Hey, they saved. They will take half damage.
All right. So this is 8d6. Save for half. 32. Save for half.
Okay, so okay. It'll take 16 each. That kills this guy outright.
Fuck
And it
around.
kills this guy outright.
So lightning. Dun, 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 dun.
So
Gantry lifts him up and goes, lightning!
you see this purplish pink lightning just rip out of these rust monsters as their soul erupts into lightning, and two of them fall completely dead. The third rust monster is still with us. Mavis, what would you like to do? Oh, Mavis is surprised. Peppermint.
Does Malachi's Skelebros get to go a certain turn?
Oh, yes. Go ahead and
They're
roll,
all gonna, yeah.
roll
They're all
initiative.
gonna.
Or roll a d6 for them.
Oh, I'm sorry, and I've moved them.
So they're going to go on 2.
Let me put them back roughly to where they were. That's kind of about how you had them, roughly.
Roughly, yeah. So on Peppermint. What does Peppermint want to do?
She's gonna shoot the rust monster with a +1 arrow
Okay.
and hope we get.
You got a +1 to that because of short range.
Okay. So that would be 14 to hit.
No, she misses.
Oh gosh, really? Oh,
She hits
it.
this bent up gate back here. Did she want to move at all?
Yeah, they should be trying to eat the gate though.
Yeah, they'll get a morale check to see if they want to chow on the gate.
Okay.
Goodman, what do you want to do?
Well, Goodman has to go after that thing, that construct.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why he would not want to do that. The 14 hit?
No. So he throws
All right.
the dwarven thrower, and the stone maiden brings the sword up and parries it, and it flips around and comes back to Goodman's hand.
And he'll do a little bit of posturing there, but it just moves a couple feet and is preparing for the inevitable.
Okay, so the stone maiden does a couple of things. First thing that she does is she animates rocks.
Fuck you. Fuck, that's whorish. That is whorish. Fucking dungeon master.
And so this rock comes up, and it will go on initiative 5. Fix this.
Now there's another thing.
Now there's another thing. And then she she's going to move up, and both the animated rock and the stone maiden are going to swing on Goodman. So this rock that she animated kind of comes up into a vaguely humanoid shape, and both of them are going to attempt to. She's going to attempt to swing her sword on Goodman, and the animated rocks are going to try to do a slam.
AC 21.
Okay. Is Goodman wearing a displacer cloak?
No, Goodman isn't that cool. They don't give him those things.
23 hits.
Yeah.
With the sword, and she hits him for 1 point of damage. Oh no. The animated rock is going to make 2 slam attacks. Misses with an 11, and swings and misses with a 10, and Goodman, being a dwarf, just kind of ducks and dodges and weaves. The rust monster needs to make a morale check to see if it's going to mount on the gate. 7. It makes its morale. So it is going to go for Mavis. And 21 to hit. Does that hit?
Hit.
Okay. So one piece of metal item in your inventory crumbles to dust. Your choice.
I have a shitload. Do I just pick or?
Yeah, you can pick whatever you want.
Okay. Let's see.
Probably most likely a shield would be affected. But if it is a magic item, it gets a. You get a. Let's see here. Oh, there is a 10% chance per plus to be unaffected.
Oh, okay. So my shield is a +2 shield.
So it has a 20% chance. You want to roll D100 and you want to get under 20. Oof. Your +2 shield just goes and crumbles into rusty dust on the ground.
Okay.
Surprise.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, now I'm not surprised anymore.
Yeah, you are no longer surprised. You are fully aware of the situation. What did the skeletons want to do?
They're gonna start coming over here and swinging.
Okay.
So it's like 2 of them. Now this is
Looks like you got 3 on one and 2 on the other, or 2 on
yeah,
Stone Maiden and
that's
3
what
on the
I'm
animated rock.
right. So 3 on the big one here. So these are D20s. I don't think they get any bonuses of any kind.
I can tell you. Actually,
Well, one of them critted on his punk ass.
yeah. Here are stats for skeleton. So yeah, they are Thaco 19 plus 0,
Right.
and they do 1d6
Right.
for
So
damage.
6 points of damage, and then I need to know if an 18 hits.
And 18 does hit.
Okay. Well, then 5.
Okay. And
And
for the other one,
the 10
yeah,
will
so the
not.
10,
I've already
right.
missed with a 14.
But that one
And then
that critted can roll a d20.
he's going to roll a d20 then.
13. Hmm. That's a weird one. So it would be lung punctured. Reduce constitution by 50% per round until 0, then dead. But she didn't have a lung, so it just his blade cracked her ribs, or the torso section of her body. And then you can make your attacks on the animated rock.
Animated rock.
Oh!
I got a crit and a miss.
Yep.
So the crit would be 6 points of damage, and then you want me to roll? Oh, I'm sorry. Roll 1d20. There, a 1.
A 1. So the skeleton knocks the animated rock down, and it is prone, giving whoever attacks it a +2 while it is prone. Jackson,
there you go.
What would you like to do?
Jackson! And they'd be like, why does it have to be stone, such immaterial, lifeless beings? Actually, no. Jackson's not going to do that. Jackson's going to be like, stupid rust monsters. Because I hate those things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are a pain in the ass.
We do not like equipment being destroyed.
Out of hearing Gentry blab about how sometimes
I mean, you still have the haft of the pole arm. You can hit it with that.
I do have just the staff now, just the staff, but I'm gonna go with my crossbow of accuracy.
Okay.
We got to move to get like a little bit of better angle on it or something. So I'll probably like here, or actually no, I'm gonna be like way past it, like all the way behind it.
Okay.
I got the movement. It ain't gonna hurt me none.
Right.
Crossbow of accuracy and hope I don't get a 1.
Yes.
That would just be all right, because plus for the weapon, minus for my dexterity turns out to a straight 20, and I will shoot it with a magic crossbow bolt plus
Okay.
1. So it's 20 plus 5, I guess, because that's my regular stuff.
Yep. That is a hit.
Crossbow bolt does a d6, so it's a d6 plus 1. 8.
So Russ
3 whole points of damage.
takes 3 and is going to need to make an immediate morale check. It makes this morale check. Shit. Stress Monster really wants to mow on Mavis. Alora.
Let's see. Let's do what we normally do and throw the dagger
Okay.
at the rust monster.
Okay. Hold on, I'm adding
Okay.
some XP here.
And it's 15 to hit.
Okay, give me just a second.
Sure.
Okay. You got a 15, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. No. It flips around and misses and comes back to Alora's hand. Did you want to move it all?
All right. I tried.
Alora can move if she wants.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Dentry, what are you doing?
Entry, all about them, all about the viable foe in front of him who looks very big and badass, and hell yeah, let's do this shit.
Okay.
He's gonna step up and be like, let's go.
That
18.
narrowly misses. He swings
Oh,
and
shit.
she blocks with her stone sword. Borman.
Worthy opponent. He's excited
Well,
that such a good strike still misses.
Yes.
Borman is gonna get right there and throw his axe
Okay.
at the rust monster.
Okay. No.
13 hits.
No. It swings around and comes back to Borman. Malachi.
Damn you, you rustless monster. It needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
I don't have any more. Okay. Let's make a save versus spells or be choked.
Okay.
Choke on this, you monster, rust monster.
It fails.
It takes a -2 to attack people and it can't breathe.
Okay. Does it take any damage right away?
Damage. The victim automatically suffers 1d4 per round.
Okay.
So here you go. One point of choke damage.
So it is choking. And it's just sitting there choking. Mavis.
Well, that's promising. I'm going to move back and I'm going to try and hit it with a sling because I don't want to put anything metal near it.
Yeah. You already lost a shield.
Yeah. Fucking 5. I know that doesn't hit.
No. She slings and it clatters off the wall. The animated rock Probably wants to do something about those skeletons. It's going to make 2 slam attacks.
Bye, Skeller Bros. Ah!
11.
That hits.
No, that is a miss. Second slam.
It is?
Yeah. Skeletons have a 12.
Well,
And
there you go.
Slam, that hits.
Oh.
It deals 3 points of wrong one. 3 points of damage. The skeleton is still standing.
Yeah.
With 1 point. So it slams into it and breaks several ribs off of it, but that skeleton is being a champ. Peppermint.
I'll try and shoot the rust monster once more.
Okay. You get a +1 for range.
I got a nat 20.
That'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that
And
definitely takes out the rust monster. And
okay, cool.
her arrow goes in right into one of its eyes and kills the rust monster. Dead.
Stabby.
Peppermint wants to
They took
move it
away
all.
our shield. Maybe. I know there's some shit going down up there, but I want to watch the rear too because something else might sneak up on us.
Right.
It
Yeah.
sure keeps coming that way.
Yeah.
All right, Goodman, what do you want to do?
Goodman is going to keep on fighting like the good young man that he is. 21 hit?
Yes, it does.
6 plus 3, 8. 8 points of damage to the
All right. Goodman brings his hammer in, and you can see a big crack go through the torso of the Stone Maiden. The Stone Maiden is going to swing her sword on Goodman. 27 probably hits.
27 will hit.
For 3
Does it hit
points.
closely or like up by a lot?
For 3 points of damage.
Am I engaged with the Stone Maiden or the other one?
You're engaged with the Stone Maiden.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought.
The -2 wouldn't have done anything.
Okay.
Your skeletons.
Well, all right. So we're gonna go with. I still have 3.
3 on the
of
Stone
these
Maiden and
fuckers.
2 on the animated rock.
Yeah, Skelebro. Does a 16 hit?
No.
No. So the Skelebros miss, and then the Skelehose on the other one. Does a 16 hit?
No.
The rock. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no, none of them successfully hit. They all swing and
Well,
they're parried.
that's prone. The
Oh, that's
one of them prone.
That's right. So,
But I don't know if
18 still is a miss.
Yeah. So there. Yeah.
All
The
right.
Skelebros have done their duty.
Jackson.
Jackson. It's like, oh, well, okay. It dead. I'm gonna hustle my ass back up here. I'm like, all right, fine. Let's rejoin the fight. And
Yeah.
I will.
16.
And this-
She parries. Laura.
Are my friends in big trouble up there, or are they kind of okay?
They've got two stony bitches attacking him.
Okay, because I think I do have that. I have a scroll of transmute rock to mud. Might
Yeah.
fuck them up completely.
That
So,
that may fuck them up. Let me take a look. Let's see here.
Have we done a lot of damage to either one before we go and waste an awesome scroll? If they're like, do they look damaged
I
before
mean,
we do this?
if there's any time to use this.
Oh, then go for it. All the things.
Okay.
I just don't want to be like scroll and they had like 1 hit point left. I'm like,
And you said this was stone to mud?
It's transmute rock to mud is what I
Okay.
wrote.
Okay. Let's see here.
I hope it's an area of effect, because if it is, you've got to just make this whole area mud. It'll make us finding treasure that much easier.
Up to wow. Changes an area. Turns 3,000 square feet of rock into 10 feet deep mud.
Okay, I don't know. That might kill everybody, right? In this
Yeah.
room.
Any
If it might
so
go
any
flat,
creature
right?
passing through the mud has their movement rate reduced by 90%.
Okay, if I can't turn them,
Well, I mean, you could.
creatures and
I would say I would rule that if you wanted to target, I mean, it says up to, so you can select. I mean, you could turn this entire area in here into mud.
yeah, I want to do an area of effect with just those two weighties in it.
So you're looking at. Whoop, my mouse. About 27 square feet. Or, yeah.
Oh, but the circle that they're in is not that big, right? Because if I do the whole, we're in like a cavern. I
Right.
could really fuck it up. So
That is true. So you could do,
something like that.
8 feet. Yeah, you could do
Yes. Make it ruin
Because
my
we don't-
soul.
Yeah, we don't care about Skelebros.
that. So, yeah, you cast transmute rock to mud, and the she is deeply impacted by this. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I'm gonna say that kills her outright. She cannot, and neither can the animated one survive that. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So you turn them into mud, and they just kind of go into a puddle on the floor.
Wow.
just because he's
Sorry it
dramatic
took so
that
long
way.
to. Yeah.
Gentry's like, no.
Is there
Whoa. That was awesome. That was awesome. Well played.
that was awesome. Hell yeah. And we used
I got that
shit
scroll
that-
like last time, so it was still fresh in my mind.
you gotta use that stuff or there's no point. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't be like me where you play a RPG on the computer and you get all the way through it and your inventory is like full of potions and scrolls.
You do that too?
Oh my god, my Dungeons and Dragons Online character. I was buying additional inventory tabs because I have all these fucking scrolls and potions. They're sitting there doing nothing, They're just sitting there, and then because I have so many of, I forget that I have them,
Yeah. That's why you gotta use them up.
Well, it's better in
But,
games like Baldur's Gate 3 because it's turn based, so you have an opportunity to look in your inventory. But DDO is Twitch, and so it uses Twitch mechanics. So you get into a fight, if you haven't slotted it into a toolbar, you don't have time to go hunting through your inventory. If you spend the time to go hunting through your inventory, you're gonna get the beat down. So, so you guys searched through the area, and there's nothing else in here. You can move your exploration movement rate in whichever direction you want to go.
I think we're gonna send the Skelebro army.
So they have exploration movement rate of 60 feet.
Except for they got to crawl up the mud.
Right? Yeah, so 90% of their movement is cut down. I mean, they could probably get out of the mud.
I mean, we'll wait on them if that's what we want, and we're kind of wanting to get them down
let's wait on
there.
the
And,
Skelebros.
yeah.
Does that give them an armor since they have like a little bit of mud on them now? Does that add to their armor class?
No.
Just trying to group them up, you know.
Yeah, it's easier to kill
So
them.
they'll be going together kind of in that area, and then we'll have kind of Borman kind of following them with Goodman right around in there. That'll be fine. And so we've already been down in here, so we need to take them down that way.
Yeah. Gentry and
Yeah.
Jackson and Mavis and Peppermint can move.
There. That's what we're doing.
Does Gentry and Jackson want to move?
No, we're just gonna hang out in the back and just admire the mud.
Yes, play in the mud. All right. And you are
That's
at the
wonderful.
end of hour 4, needing a break. And you can camp out right here in the hallway if you want for 10 minutes.
May as well.
And then you can, of course, you need to relight or light new torches. You can move your exploration movement rate again.
Okay.
I had a moment of fear when I saw the skeletons move up, and I was like, "Oh wait, yeah, that's right, those are ours."
Oh.
Oh my gosh!
Yep. The skeletons right in here.
Well, now they don't with Bella trying to sign them. Well, not super signing, like brand new on the
One
box.
of the skeletons is falling rocks comes down from the ceiling and crushes one of the skeletons.
Okay. We need to search for traps real quick there, and if it's safe, we'll continue on.
Yeah,
if not, we'll
the skeleton set off. It wasn't really a trap; it was just falling rocks, and the rest of the ceiling looks. I mean, it's dubious, but it looks like what was going to fall has. Now,
all right. Well, then
there, right here, is a gate that is closed. Another iron gate. And
so they can't go past that, huh?
And they try to go past it, but it is stuck closed.
Oh, we have a guy. Yeah.
5 minutes later, Dentry climbs his way to the front.
Yeah. Can Goodman, while we take our break, could Goodman have put on that ring of regeneration for 4 hit points healing?
Sure.
Everybody pass it around if you need it.
Yeah. It should top off everybody's hit points with the ring of regeneration.
While you are doing that, I'll be right back.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just another part of the thing that makes this game, a grind has been negated by magical items.
Right? Like, how do we heal all the healing?
Yeah, we just pass this ring around while we sit around and smoke a bowl and eat some jerky.
Gentry eventually gets up to the front, like, "Oh, oh, cool. I'll wear the ring while I break this open."
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
You'll have to roll a d6 when Chris tells you to, I bet.
It's 1 point of HP per round. So
Yeah, so it's really quick.
mhm.
Yeah, like in combat, that's like, okay, I need that one hit point. Like, okay, but like outside of combat, all right, cool. Let's just heal up.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes it so it doesn't take us 5 or 6 days to get our
Right.
party topped off. I mean, in theory, we should be able to sit around for at least a couple hours and take us from damn near death up to doing fine.
And if we're ever like on watch, whoever's on watch, you just like you wear the ring while you're on watch and you're good. Rest of
Yeah.
us.
Okay. So Wednesday night, as I was uploading the Pirates of Dreadnoughts video, my wife put on a movie that she found. I think it was on Hulu, or maybe it was Prime. Either way, it was an older movie with Kirsten Dunst and Brittany Murphy, obviously before she died, and I was shocked. It was the fucking worst movie I've seen in a long time. It was fucking terrible. Uh, it was basically a riff on Wizard of Oz,
Mm.
but
Oh.
they instead of off to see the wizard, Kirsten Dunst plays a Jewish girl, and during Passover Seder, she goes to open the door and is transported back to World War II Germany. And it ends up in
What?
the concentration camp. She goes back in time to living with her aunt as she was a little girl, and ends up in the concentration camp. And it was just a sad, depressing movie. Of course, anything about the
That was a
Holocaust.
really weird twist on it.
Yeah, it was
My goodness.
Yeah, and then at the end, Kirsten Dunst wakes up from this horrible nightmare, and they're all like, "Oh, you had too much wine." I'm like, "Well, why the fuck was she drinking wine in the first place? She's like 17 years old. What the fuck is? How did she drink too much wine? You fucking
Duck the bottle.
yeah, right." It was a terrible movie, and the acting surprisingly was really bad. But
Mhm.
I mean, both of them were pretty young, so I mean, well, it can be excused away a little
Oh.
bit. But that was a terrible fucking movie. So,
That's pretty strange.
Yeah. yeah, it was pretty bad. All right, so yeah, this door is stuck. Dentry, you want to make a?
Is it? Oh, it's stuck.
Yeah, it is stuck.
Okay,
Hell.
let me bring my chime.
What the hell is this?
Let me mark down a
Goodman.
chime thing.
Well, it's not locked; it's stuck.
Oh,
Goodman,
shit.
you try.
Well, my chime won't do a damn thing, then. I won't bring it.
Goodman got a 3, and
What?
his strength is to be determined. Hold on. 9.
He's not strong.
No,
No.
Jackson will try then.
All right. There you go. So Jackson comes up and kind of pushes and shoves and pulls and gets this gate open. And you can see that there are some steps here that are leading up. They're uneven. The stone stairs have partially crumbled, and there's a lot of rubble on the stairs. And Jackson, as you look in there, as you can see that the rubble of the stairs are stained a deep burgundy, and Jackson can make a wisdom ability check.
Got a bad feeling about this. Nope.
Yeah, they notices that they are.
Wow, these are really
fine.
pretty stairs. They're so pretty.
Yeah,
Oh
they're
my
stained.
God.
At the top
Yeah.
of the stairs, you can
Stained?
see what the skeletal fingers of what used to be buildings, and it appears that this used to be a temple that was up here, and you can see that there is a large, or what was a large altar at the top that looks like it has been shattered and crumbled. And it is also
awesome.
the stone of the altar, the rubble, is also stained a deep burgundy.
Let's get
We
all the
said
nerds
the-
in there to look at it.
First, we sent the Skelebros up in there to poke about and see what's
Set up
what.
traps.
Okay.
I have a feeling Dentry
Oh.
knows exactly what's going on over here.
Skelebros. I need to see if
A Skelebro army will move about to trigger traps and be ambushed while we bravely wait and watch. Minions.
yeah, that will they will trigger it.
Maybe
They don't
have them.
they don't need to worry about
Oh.
being surprised because they're skeletons.
Yeah.
And you guys are sent them in because, you anticipate problems. So you don't need to roll. I don't know. I don't like their new. I mean, I guess they're not new anymore, but I prefer the old token.
Yeah, like JR.
There was a lot more variety.
Well, I guess. I mean, he had the Hobbit and he had the Lord of the Rings.
No,
All the same
I'm talking about the
thing.
tokens in Roll20.
Oh, and see, I was talking about JRR.
Bigger.
Damn, that took me too long to get.
I'm sorry.
No, that wasn't you. That was just me taking a while to get the joke.
Right. Well, they all can't be good. I decided that if I'm going to be a pro wrestler, I'll be the dad next door.
That's pretty good.
You know,
So
I'll be
You
like
could bring
doing lots of
frisbees
belly
and
flop.
basketballs and be like, keep
Hell
your shit
yeah.
out of my yard. Yeah.
Yeah, and fucking do goofy dances and shit.
tell bad jokes.
Yeah, you gotta embarrass your children. It
Fuck
doesn't
yeah.
work. Yeah.
Like when you talk shit, everything will be puns and stuff.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
We'd watch that.
Skelebros go up here, and Dentry, Goodman, and Borman can see that the burgundy stain on these rocks kind of forms into a creature that looks like a hideous bloated slug that is blood red in color, and two arms protrude, like short little arms protrude from it. This is a blood golem.
Oh, wow. Did not think that was going to be that.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
Everybody can
Are we
roll.
rolling initiative?
Yep, everybody can roll initiative.
All right.
And Mavis, you can roll a intelligence ability check.
Oh fuck! Don't say that. All right. Let's go.
I roll a
Missed
D20
it.
for it. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I'm fucking dumb.
It'll be
Can't
all
help
right.
it.
Man.
Okay.
And then I got to do the Skelebros R4.
Yes. I rolled so terribly.
You had some good rolls earlier. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate
All
it.
right. So Borman, you see
Damn.
this blood golem spring up. What does Borman want to do?
Borman wants to come right over here and I wanted a line. What's the range on that hand axe?
And
I think it's
30
20.
feet.
30?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm throwing it.
Okay.
Throwing the hand axe of love. Does a 15 hit?
No. It bounces off of this bloated blood slug and flips back to Borman's hand.
Then I will take a little step back and kind of wait my turn.
The blood golem well, it's not going to get any blood out of the skeletons, but it's going to make 2 slam attacks on the Skelebros. First slam, 19 hits. What about the second one?
Yeah.
9 misses. So one of the Skelebros is dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll avenge him.
One of the Skelebros
Yeah.
goes down, this worm brings its tail down and just crushes it into bony powder. Jackson, what would you like to do?
Oh, be like the Flash. Like, beep, 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 doo, 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 doo. And then slash it.
Okay. That hits.
Hell yeah, that's a beheading.
Yes, it is.
Oh, shit.
But does it...
Does it have a head? It's a golem, right?
Yeah. I don't think golems count.
Well, that sucks ass.
but
Anal suckage.
but yeah.
Terrible.
Let's see here. That's a really
Probably
good.
disoriented if nothing else, because now they can't see.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me look. That's a Vorpal, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say specifically? It says, yeah, it's creatures without a head are unaffected. Some creatures with heads, constructs, elementals, are not killed by decapitation. So, yeah, you slice its head off. Go ahead and roll your damage for 7 points. Yes, 7 points. And where the head is lopped off, it hits the ground, it slops into a big pool of blood, and you see the severed end just kind of invert, and more teeth come out, and it regrows like a new head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What do the skeletons want to do?
Can I keep moving, or do I have to stop my movement there?
You can keep moving.
Okay. Then I will not stop there. I'll it's like a run by a slash and then keep going, so I'm not stopping right next to it.
Okay.
I've got 3 Skelebros left, it looks like.
Yep.
All right. So
They've been steadily dying through attrition from traps and slams and falls. Ew.
one rolled a 1 and the other rolled a 17.
For the one that rolled a 1, roll a d20.
All right. A 10.
the skeleton sticks sticks its sword through its own eye, and normally that would mean that it's blind in that eye, but it's a skeleton and doesn't have eyes, so nothing else happens. The other skeleton got a 17.
Yeah.
Is a hit.
Oh. Doing 3 points of damage.
Except it does not do 3 points of damage because it looks like the sword slices into it, and then you just see the wound close back up. It has mundane
Wonderful.
damage immunity. Can only be harmed by magical attacks. Peppermint.
Let's move over to C, maybe. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if I can make that. I have to double move.
Does Peppermint only have 20 feet?
I don't have 40. I have 30.
So, whoop. Yeah, she would have to double move. 30 feet would place her here.
I might double move just because I want to see what's happening.
Yeah, true.
Then I'll end up like here-ish. That's what I'm gonna do.
So, I'm almost considering altering the movement rules yet again. And you can tell me how you feel about this. And all it is I'm going to use the rules from Castles and Crusades. We're heading in that direction anyways, and they're just better. So let's say you have 3 types of movement. You have your standard movement rate. Then you can jog, which is double your movement rate, or you can outright sprint, run for quadruple your movement rate. Now, if you're going to move into combat, you can only move half your movement rate. But here's the kicker. They don't specifically state which movement rate you have to have. And I find it hard to believe that if you're running into combat that you're just casually walking, right? You're running. So it would be quadruple your movement rate. So if we take that into account, and she's got 30 feet, that would give her 120 feet total, half of which would be 60 feet of movement. She could move into combat. She could move to here and make a ranged attack, if that's what she wanted to do.
I'd be fine with that. Do you guys care?
No, I mean, what?
I love it.
It also ends up giving Dentry a bit more movement because his is 20, so that means that he would be able to move 40 feet and make an attack. It just makes more sense rather than the base rule.
Well, we could try it and then see if any problems happen.
Well, I mean, it's going to be the rule in the future anyways, so, I mean, just go ahead.
Okay. That would be...
Yeah, well, 2nd edition uses all Castles and Crusades. Such a great system. You guys are also going to see the return of feats and, what else? Feats and inspiration points. But they're not called that. They're called advantages and hero points. I've added.
I got 13 to hit to shoot them with a magic arrow.
Well, you missed, but you know, at least you were able to do something. Malachi, what would you like to do?
Well,
Malachi's taking a shit.
Well, no, Malachi had to take a leak.
Yeah.
And so he's doing that.
Peeing on the wall. What's going on up there?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought I'd make it back. Man, I'm far away, so I'm just gonna. I mean, if I could move all the way there and take a look, at the other areas up front there, that'd be fine.
Let me see. What do you see? So, moving into this area, Malachi immediately recognizes that this was a temple district. You see the shattered remains of broken temples, white marble. You can see partial remains of holy scripture on parts of the rubble. You're not really able to make out a whole lot of it. And you can see that there is a shattered mausoleum that has copper fixtures that were marked, that have cracked and collapsed, and that this has caused the plates off the front of the mausoleum to shatter and the skeletal bodies have fallen out, and some of them are still wrapped in funerary bandages like mummies. But it's clear that many of the you can see additional skeletons that are the way that their rotting clothing is that many of the clerics died when the city collapsed. It it seems to you like there was no anticipation or warning that this city was going to collapse into the earth. It just happened suddenly, and these people just died where they were standing. That's
Then,
all you find there.
I'm good.
Okay.
I mean, that was kind of a double movement thing.
No, that's fine.
Where the fuck?
That is fine. Goodman. You got a big
Goodman is
blood bag up there.
Yep, Goodman is coming up this way to right in there, and then he's going to attack the blood golem.
Yep. He's throwing his hammer.
Yep.
21 hits. Yes.
It's plus 3, 4 points of damage.
Okay. So your hammer hits this thing, and there's a big glorping sloop as it splatters blood all over the place, and then comes back to Goodman's hand, and it's just covered in blood, like a thick pudding like blood. This thing's gross. Alora.
Let's throw a dagger at it
Okay.
and miss it, but not critically.
Okay, so you throw your dagger and miss. I'll allow Alora to make a intelligence ability check. I almost said intellect.
I made it. I rolled a 3.
Okay, so you kind of know a little bit. You recognize that. I mean, this is the first time anybody's ever encountered a blood golem, but you know a little bit about them, and it seems that it's quite evident that the priests of Jottheim, for some reason, conducted some kind of powerful ritual to create this 10-foot long, 700-pound blood golem. And usually that entails large sacrifices that, probably slaves and virgins and, as you do to create a blood golem. And the other things that you know about it is that it will take half damage from fire-based attacks. But you do know that it has a cold vulnerability. A blood golem is slowed, halves its movement and attack for 1d4 rounds by any cold-based attacks. And it also has a spell vulnerability. A Purify Food and Water spell deals 1d6 points of damage per caster level to a blood golem, and it can make a save versus spells for half. If it makes an attack on one of you that is not a skeleton, after hitting the target, the blood golem will gain hit points equal to the damage dealt because it will consume your blood.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
It regains 2 hit points per round, but it cannot regenerate from death. It can make a spit attack if a blood golem reaches a maximum of 48 hit points through blood consumption. It will or not a spit attack, split. It will turn into 2 identical blood golems of 24 hit points each. And it is generally created by powerful clerics and wizards. So that's what
I think all I can communicate in my turn is use cold.
Yeah.
Tell everybody that.
I don't know if Mavis has Purify Food and Water, but that's a great use for that spell. Speaking of Mavis,
I have like a scroll for that I could use.
That would deal 1d6 points of damage to the creature, unless it saves, in which case it would take half.
Let me jog over and try. So I'll use up the scroll.
Okay, so he needs to make a save versus spells. He needs a 14 or better, and he fails. So he's going to take 1d6.
Okay. Let me roll that. 2.
So you purify food and water on him, and he takes 2 points of damage, and it kind of lets out this gurgling roar as the spell takes effect on it. Dentry.
Entry. Ding, 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 clink, clank, clank, clank. 5, 10, 10, clink, clank, 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 clank. Wait, did I just move on to a skeleton? I sure did.
Yeah, that's
Clank.
fine. You get in there. Yes, you hit. For 7. That hurts. Unfortunately, it has a morale of 12, so it does not have to make morale checks. But Dentry's sword bites in, and Dentry is showered in this putrid, pudding-like blood. Borman.
Well, Foreman is gonna come way over here.
Okay.
I can get to there, and then I'm gonna throw my hand axe at it. There's a 14 hit.
It does not.
That I do not hit.
Yes, you throw your axe. It flips around the golem and comes back to your hand. The blood golem, probably pretty hungry. So do golems get hungry? It's going to make an attack on Dentry and hope beyond hope. Ugh! Oh, fucking really? All right. Let's see what happens.
Hey, Dentry's a very imposing person. Fears nothing.
And a 2. It. Not holding a weapon, but it fails so miserably. It would have, if it was holding a weapon, it would have dropped a weapon, and it would lose its next round of combat. Instead, it goes to attack Dentry, misses so terribly that it overshoots and will lose its next round of combat. Jackson.
Ew. Jackson will kind of come back up on him, like, "Hey, man, you look like you need a little more damage done to you."
Stabby. Oh,
And probably
no.
miss.
Yeah, you swing and your blade just glances off of it. It doesn't seem to do anything. Skelebros.
All right, I've got 3 of them.
Yep, but they can't deal any damage. They don't have magical weapons.
They're still attacking,
All right, keep them busy.
and one of them really missed.
Yeah, one of them really missed. Go ahead and roll another d20 for that.
16.
It is now unarmed. It goes to attack. It actually does hit the blood golem, but unbelievably, its weapon, the short sword that it's carrying, is so fucked up and damaged from age and water that the blade shatters.
Oh.
And a large chunk of the sword comes off and gets embedded and is sticking out of the skeleton's eye socket.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't deal any damage, but it would have lacerated his eye had he had one. Peppermint.
Let's fire another. Well, no, wait. Mavis is in the way. Let's just go up there. Yeah. And swing on it.
All right.
18 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
Cool. For 11 points.
Ooh. So Peppermint, showing off, runs up there, swings, and cuts the thing in half, and it just kind of falls and turns and splooshes into a puddle of pudding-like blood on the ground and puts it down.
Gross.
Hell
Is there
yeah.
treasure in the pudding pile? Anyone have a strainer?
Looking through here, aside from the skeletal-like buildings and the shattered altar, you don't find anything else in here.
All right. Got some
Alright.
EXP.
You can move your
No.
exploration movement rate.
All right.
Waiting for
There'll be-
Skelebros, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skelebros can go first.
Headed up into the mausoleum area.
So,
Skelebros.
yeah, they move up there. Yeah, all of you can move. Borman, you see.
The mausoleum suggests undead,
So
but I don't have a spell.
up in here,
Whatever.
Borman and the rest of you can see that this is right in the middle. Here is a mountain of rubble. Goodman, Mavis, and Borman can all make intelligence ability checks.
I failed.
Wow.
I did great.
Borman and Goodman really nailed it. Looking at this, it looks to you, this is not a natural pile of rubble that fell down from the ceiling or from a cave-in. This looks like it has been deliberately stacked. And again, Borman, Mavis, and Goodman, you see out of the corner of your eye, you see movement. And you're like, is that just rubble falling off the mound, or is there something there? And around here, like here and here and here, have you ever been camping and seen these fucking hippie dipshits that decide to go out and stack rocks balanced on top of? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see,
I have some that are by my house when I drive this one route. I pass them every day.
right? Yeah. Where we go camping, they always every summer they show up and they stack these fucking rocks, and they go even further. I don't know what they're doing, but this one time we showed up and they had fucking re-landscaped the rocks and the area around the river, and they created like pools that you can sit in, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice, but holy shit, who the fuck has that kind of time when you go camping? I go up to drink and shoot stuff. I don't have
Yeah.
time to landscape the wilderness, but these guys,
That's because you're only drinking. If you were getting high, you'd be doing it.
yeah, but probably not on the type of high that I would do. These guys, so we renamed the campsite that we go to doesn't have a name. We called it the Witch Rocks, and you find this shit all over up there. But anyways, you see a lot of these stacked, balanced rocks all around. And you, out of the corner of your eyes, you see like movement around the pile up here.
Oh, what are the
Skelebros,
skeletons?
investigate.
Yeah. Go poke the movement in the rocks, Skelebros. Knock rocks over.
So the skeletons go up and they kind of knock over some rocks, and you see this creature. And I need to show you a picture of this thing because it is unusual. I mean, it looks like a Muppet.
I like Muppets.
Yeah,
Fozzie Bear. Come on, man.
this looks like it probably would be a
Paul
member of
Holder
the
from Scotland.
band.
Animal.
Yeah, it would be. It would probably be a part of the rhythm section right next to animal.
Yeah. Do you know why Minnie divorced Mickey?
Hmm. I do
Because she
not.
was fucking goofy.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess there's not really Muppets though. So
no.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the the skeletons go up and start poking around, and one of the rocks kind of stands up with rocky feet and is moving around. What does it do? They
Oh, jeez.
We can tell the Scullabros to talk to it. Talk to it, skeletons.
well the skeletons can't talk. They don't have any vocal cords. They don't have any
I
soft.
know,
Maybe
but we do that for Dentries.
And this thing,
peace of
it's
mind.
called a geon or a geon, and it stands up and it's like, its rocky mouth is like snapping shut, and it's kind of, it's threatened by the Skelebros. It 16 hits. So it slams one of these Skelebros, doing 2d8 damage.
Oh,
It kills one of the skeletons. And
damn
then it kind of holds its ground and is like looking around, and it looks to you guys, and the other two skeletons are like getting ready to attack.
Shit.
It's posturing. We should maybe call the skeletons back and make Dentry talk to it.
I want to be clear. Dentry has zero intentions other than because he's a knight and doesn't back down from fear. But it's more about precaution because he wants to protect his weaponry. He doesn't like attacking stone shit.
Right. I mean, well, if it's sitting there posturing like that, I mean, we're not evil guys. So, I mean, I guess
Maybe it'll be
somebody,
okay.
yeah,
And Dentry will talk to it. Absolutely. Dentry will go up and be like, "Hello, fair rock creature." Or more
Didn't
like,
you make
"Hello,
your
fair rock creature."
the 3D melt all these fuckers if we need to?
So
you can.
Necessary?
so
Saying.
Dentry attempts to communicate with it. Dentry can make a charisma ability check.
Yeah, Gentry.
Oh, we've already chosen poorly because that's not a skill he has. Is that a -1, I believe?
Yeah, but see, if things go wrong, you're right up there.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, if things go south, we definitely don't want, Alora up there.
Yeah, I failed.
That's true.
Okay, so this Gion is kind of looking at Dentry, and it kind of cocks its head like it does not understand what he's saying.
Dang it. All we have is the Helm of Reed languages.
No,
That one.
Helm of Telepathy.
That would work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talk English.
that's Malachi with the Helm of Telepathy, and he'll be like, "Oh, you shiny rock beast, you! We mean you no harm."
Okay, so that gets through to it, and it thinks back to you, or concentrates back to you. Pretty basic stuff, but it's all speaking in a language that would be spoken by elemental earth, because this is definitely from the elemental earth plane, and it speaks back that it has found, or it says welcome, something about welcome explorers, and it says it hopes that you haven't had any haven't had too many problems down here, and it does say that they're to be careful because there's a blood golem back there. That's a problem. But it says I found something that you might like.
Oh, well, what is it?
Let me see. It. So it kind of digs through the base of this pile of rubble, and it's quite obvious that for some reason this thing has been stacking the rubble and the rocks like that. I don't know. The fucking Gion, who knows? And it comes out, and you can see that it's this boulder-shaped creature with two legs and feet, and evidently the feet also operate as hands, and it reaches over and it pulls out from the rubble what looks like a necklace. And on this necklace are beads that are a bright orangish, yellowish red. And it has...
Mavis or Laura, they'll get you a fiery weapon.
It has 5 beads on it.
Okay. What kind of beaded necklace is this?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Rock.
It doesn't. It doesn't know, but it found it, and it buried it because it doesn't look like anything that would be valuable to it. It's not rock.
Fit on the
Okay.
It can tell you
thank
that it is not rock, but the beads look like orangish. They look like orange, yellowish, red pearls.
Can
Okay.
we do some check to figure out what this is?
Do some looky look.
Malachi and Alora can make an intellect check.
Well, Malachi is not gonna do it.
I made it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alora looks at it and she thinks that this is a necklace of fireballs.
Ooh.
Well, put it on. Yeah.
And so
It looks it's totally your color. It goes with your outfit.
and like I said, it has 7 beads on it. And these
Take it, you throw the bead.
yes, you pluck a bead from it, and it has 1 bead that will deal 6d6 damage, has 2 beads that will do 4d6 damage, and has 2 beads that will do 2d6 damage.
Okay. All right. I have that written down. I hope I keep it straight when I try and use it.
Hold on.
Yay for awesome spell abilities.
I will add that to this.
And so we've officially talked our way out of combat.
Yes.
Maybe they'd be like,
Awesome.
"Thank you, kind stone creature. Every time I get stoned from here on out, I'll think of you." If we could pass by peacefully, that would be great.
Yeah, no, he is perfectly fine with that. He thanks you for calling off your skeletal minions.
Yeah, they're just mindless things meant to clear the way, not harm magnificent beast.
And it completely understands that. So
Yeah.
here is the necklace of fireballs.
Ooh, you need to fucking not be harmed by magical fire.
Yeah, because if you miss your savers of spells, they can all go up.
It can bring you back again.
Yet again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so moving further,
The wearer is harmed by magical fire. Oh shit, that sucks.
Moving further past the geode, you come up and you can see that there is the rope that you found from the other room up above that you can climb up 25 feet to the back up into the top level, and you have all successfully completed Jottheim. Let me
Yay.
go ahead
Yeah.
and
We just went backwards basically through the whole thing.
right. Let me bring up. Where's my big map? Go ahead and leave it there. And we will break here for the week, and I will hand out some XP. We are looking. You guys.
100,000.
100,000
XP.
Not that much, but yeah, you did pretty well. So let's see. There. 1, 2.
Finding that jewelry was probably the biggest payout.
That was a big payout for how it started.
Yeah.
So.
And that stone kill, just stone to mud, was pretty epic.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking cool. Everybody gets 2,748 XP.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
You are very welcome.
Yeah.
That was
I'll see you next time.
That was a nice chunk. So we will pick this up next week on Saturday at 12 o'clock PST, and you can decide where you want to go from here. You've got.
It sounds great. Yeah.
There's some other dungeons that you can hit along the way. There's Orvidaler. There's Harlastaver dungeon on your way to Olasveller. So.
I have a +1 shield Mavis can use. It's in the bag of shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be really nice.
That'll give her a +2 to her AC. That's a good idea.
Well, she just lost her +2 shield.
Right.
So
she's only down 1 from what her AC was before. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hope that helps lessen the blow of the rust monster.
Yeah, it does. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Cool. I will see you guys next week.
Thanks so much.
Next week.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.